me before we get started, and I am really passionate about this what I'm about to talk to you about, because one of the things I have been able to do pretty well in my time during this unique career is close people and get them to sign up. And I think a lot of times we get stumped. So that's what I want to come on here, because let me just tell you, I am seeing that you all are messaging. I'm loving seeing your post. I'm so proud of you. I hope that you are creating daily habits. Hi, Heather. And I hope that, that you are learning how to be more efficient with this so that you can continue this as a daily routine. And one of the things that I have seen some amazing, before we get started into the responses, as far as what do I do if I run out of people to send messages to? Well, I saw a couple of great people who, let me just throw a shout out to Ashley Botello. She grabbed, she's in a group for, I'm trying to remember what it was for, oh my goodness. Oh, maybe it was an exercise group, I think. And she says, hey, I would like to friend request some people who are exercising starting the new year. If you're willing to kind of help me along this journey, can you send me a friend request? And this was within a group already. And so she said within minutes she got like 84 friend requests. And so what's going to happen is she accepts their friend request and then, or filters through whoever she wants to, and then those people are going to automatically be seeing what's on her personal profile. Tessa Workman, I have to throw a shout out to you, because I saw that you are in a group for cruises, people who cruise, and that is the perfect group of people. Like you say, hey, I love to talk with people who've been on cruises or like to vacation. Send me a friend request. Let's talk about where all you've been. And all you're doing is chatting with these people, right? You're just chatting. And then you're getting to know them, and they're seeing on your personal wall. So it's a great way to, get more friends. And then every time you approve a friend request, you're writing that person down. They're going on your list to follow up with at a later point once you've established a relationship with them. So find some groups that are common interests, whether it be sewing, cooking, healthy eating, moms, stay-at-home moms, whatever. Get in that group and then start talking with people and ask a question and just say, hey, I need to find some friends who can help me with blah, blah, blah. Just send me a Facebook friend request and then they'll do it. Okay, so I think we've got 4 of you on. It's pretty late, and I get it, and people can watch this on the replay, but I took some notes, and I may have to look down, and I'm sorry that my ring light is going to glare in my glasses. I try to look down so that doesn't happen, but it is what it is. I don't know if I can adjust it just a little bit, maybe. Let me try to do that, because it bothers me. It probably doesn't bother you nearly as much, but it does bother me a little bit, so maybe I can tilt it down. I don't know if it'll help. It's probably still going to do it no matter what. Okay, hello. All right, so, you've been sending out all these messages, and now you've got people who are probably responding back. Some may, some might not. A lot of times it takes 24, 48, 72 hours, and you'll see that you sent people messages earlier this week, and thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts. I appreciate that. And now they're just now responding. That happens. So don't take it personal. That's just the way of life. People are busy. But a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, they responded back and they're interested. What do I say? Or you sent out a message that said, hey, I think you'd be great at what I do. And then they write back and go, what do you do? And then you're like, ooh, what do I do? So I'm going to talk to you about those kinds of things. I'm also going to talk to you about how to overcome objections within your post, and some really easy, quick phrases that you can use for anybody, anytime, and they're so simple. And so it may take a little practice getting these little phrases down or learning how to put this together. But it's just like that video that I shared yesterday where you have the 6 steps, that's 7 steps. And it took her a little time to practice. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but it's in Miraculashes. And it is just such an powerful, incredible. Marty Mealing is the one that did the training. And just by changing the way she worded things, she tripled her sales, okay? So people make a quick decision based on what we say to them. And it's very important to keep that door open so that they're willing to receive what we're saying to them, okay? So I'm gonna share it with you some things, and I asked for some examples from your communicators so that I could respond to them. So if I use your example, I'm not gonna use your name, but I'm gonna say maybe how you could have tweaked it a little bit to get that closed, because a lot of people will get a response, they'll get an objection, and then they shut down. Or they get a yes and they don't know where to go with it. So that's what we're gonna talk about, okay? All right. One thing I do want to encourage you is that right now you are planting seeds. Some seeds are going to sprout really quickly. Some seeds are going to take 3 months. Some seeds are going to take 6 months. But just know that every bit of this work that you are doing is going to be fruitful. Every bit of it. Not every person's going to sign up. But remember, it's a numbers game. If you ask 100 people, you're 100 people closer. Okay? So that's just something I wanted to kind of encourage you with. All right, so let's talk about, you got a response back, and you said, hey girl, I saw your post on Facebook, and I see your pictures, and you're beautiful. I think you would be great at what I do. Does that seem, like something you'd be interested in? They write back and they go, yes, but what is it that you do? And and that's where a lot of people get stumped, okay? And so you need these short, quick responses, okay? You need to come up and create a little message, a short message of what it is that you do. So I'm going to give you an example of some other leaders and then some examples of what I say. So you want to write it like you talk. And so that it seems very much like you. So if somebody says, well, yes, what is it that you do? Well, I might say, well, I run an online beauty business, and we run parties and other things, and I help other women start their own business, and I coach them to the top of the comp plan so that they can achieve their dream life. Okay, that's what I do. All right, I run an online beauty business. I help other women start their own business. I help coach them to the top of the company so that they can achieve their dream life. That's easy, right? So you can make something, maybe you haven't coached somebody to the top, and that's okay. So you can tweak it a little bit. So maybe you love the aspect of the makeup part of this business. So you can say, I share these amazing cosmetics to help women feel more confident and uplifted, and I want to help them achieve their ultimate goal or their dream life, or whatever it is, more confidence in themselves. Okay, maybe you like the foundation aspect of this company, and that's really what, you're all about, the foundation. And you can say, I run an online beauty business where I'm able to help women feel more confident, but also share the message of the unique foundation, which is to help women who have been sexually abused. Okay, so you're telling them what you're doing. So whatever it is that you do, I want you to create a short little quip about something that you can write down, and it could be the very same thing that you send to every single person when they ask, what is it that you do? Okay, because I know that question has come up several times. All right, then right after that, you're going to dive into some questions. And by diving into these questions, what you're going to do is you're going to learn a lot about these people and what they need to know. So I have my way, and I'm going to tell you another way that I think is fantabulous. Okay, but I'm going to tell you two different ways. My way is, I will say, if they say, yes, I'm interested, and if they ask me what it is I do, I tell them, and then I'll follow it up with, well, what would you like to know first? Okay, these are my 4 questions. What would you like to know first? And I let them tell me. You don't want to word vomit. That is so important that you don't word vomit, because when you start saying, well, it's only $99 and you have to run it, you can do online parties, or you can do vendor events, or you can do one-on-ones, and you can get the bonus for this, and you can earn a cruise, and you can do online training, and blah, 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 blah. And it was like, and people are like, oh, I don't have time for all that. They will let you know what they need to know. So if you just say, what would you like to know first? Okay, they're going to tell you the most important thing to them. So if it is, how much does it cost? Obviously, they're worried about whether they'll have enough finances to do it. So you say it's $99 one time, and you get over $300 in the presenter's kit. Okay, here's my second question. What would you like to know next? So simple, right? What would you like to know next? Then they're going to say, well, is there any requirements to stay active? So you might say, yes, if you have $125 in sales every 90 days, or it's every 90 days and it's rolling 3 months, then that keeps you active as a presenter. And that's it. And you say there's no auto ships or fees. What else would you like to know? That's question number 3. What else would you like to know? And then you tell them, let them answer their questions. And so when you say, is there anything else you would like to know? And when you get to the end, you don't give any more information than what they ask. Don't do it. You're word vomiting and you're going to lose that prospect. So then at the end, when they have no more questions, then what you say is, are you ready to get started? Because they already told you that they were interested at the beginning. Now you've answered their questions, and then if they say, you say, are you ready to get started? Then let them share with you. If they're ready to get started, you either tell them how by, giving them your website, and make sure that you copy and paste the link. When you go to your website, click on the word join and then go up to the browser and copy that link to send to them so that they don't have to get to your main page, find the join tab, do all that stuff. Just go to the join tab already and copy and paste that link. That makes it super easy for them to hit the register button because they're going to read through. And you can say, if you want more information, I would love for you to look through. It has everything, our comp plan, how we get a car, how we get to earn trips to Cancun, how we, all these things. And then you can say at the very bottom, there's a wonderful video of our founders talking about the mission of this company. And I feel like that's worth 5 minutes of your time to understand what an amazing, powerful company that you are going to be a part of. Okay, so that's my 4 questions. Let's repeat. Let's review. What would you like to know first? What would you like to know next? Is there anything else you would like to know? And are you ready to get started? That's how you share. That's how you close. They may tell you, I would love to, but I don't get paid for 2 more weeks, right? And that's okay. So you say, awesome. Say, I'm so excited about you joining and earning this trip with me, or, being able to finally not have to worry about money anymore. And so I will be following up with you. And then here's your permission question. Would you like for me to keep you in the know about the bonuses and things that are coming up with Unique, because they treat us all the time? And then let them give you the answer. And most of the time they're going to say yes. And so then you just got their permission to follow up. Okay? That's really, really important. All right. Okay, so that's one way. That's the way I do it. Here is another amazing way. All right. So when you have told them what you do and or you're to the point of diving into the questions, because ultimately these people want to know what's in it for me. That's when somebody signs up, they want to know what's in it for them. Are they going to get free makeup? That might be their question. What am I going to get out of this? That's what everybody wants to know, right? So you have to kind of drill down to the questions of things that they really, really want to know. All right. So this is how you do it. You say, if you don't mind me asking a few questions to see if this company can complement your life. So now you're asking permission. If you don't mind, can I ask you a few questions to see if this company complements your life? Okay? And then if they respond back and say yes, then you're going to give them the next 3 to 4 questions. And I usually, I will write them out, or the person that was talking about says they will write them all together. Write all of these next 3 or 4 questions together. And here's the questions. And they say yes, and then you're going to say, okay, great. Number 1, and you can put a little snowflake or something like that, something kind of fun. Keep it like fun and interesting and visually exciting. Don't put like number 1 dot. Put like a little snowflake or a heart or some lips or something. Okay, then you would ask, would you or are you currently living your dream life? That's question number 1. are you currently living your dream life? And then right under that, with another little snowflake or heart or something, you're going to say, well, if not, laugh out loud, what do you need to live your dream life? Okay, that's question number 2. If not, what, laugh out loud, what do you need to live your dream life? Because most people will tell you they're not living their dream life. So then number 3 is, the question number 3 is, well, how much time do you have a day, are you willing to set aside to achieve this dream life by working your business? So how much time a day are you willing to set aside to achieve your dream life by working your business? Now remember, we asked them if we could ask them some questions to see if it would complement their life. But really what we're doing is learning more about them and how much they're willing to put into this, so that we know if they're going to be just, like a personal user, a hobbyist, or somebody that's super, super interested. And any of the above are okay. But that will give you a good idea, so that you're not going back and going, oh, I thought she was going to be great and blah, 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 but she hasn't done anything. So this will help define that. So that was question number 3. And number 4, question number 4. These are so good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about making this dream life happen? 1 being, if it happens, it happens. And 10 being, I'm going to give it up my all to get my dream life. Okay, so that would be your 4th question, and you've typed them all out and sent them to that person. Now, most of the time they're going to respond, and some of them may not, and that's okay. It's okay if they don't respond, all right? They gave you their answer, all right? But if they do respond, they may tell you more than just those questions. They're like, well, yes, I would love to be able to work it, but I can only afford to work it 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day or whatever. Then you kind of know where they are with what their expectations are or what they can give. So that's when now you're ready to relate back to them. Now you know how Y or Unique can help them and what Y can do for them. So if it's just 5 or 10 minutes a day, then maybe Unique can get them a free manicure for the month, or, a hairdo or something like that. But maybe they're willing to work an hour a day or 2 hours a day on it. Well, now we're talking about maybe a car payment or a house payment. So you can relay that back to them and let them know, well, the more time you put into it, obviously the more time that you are going, or the more you're going to get out of it. So you can relate back to something like, I don't, like maybe you're a teacher and you say, I don't have a lot of time either. So this is where you use the feel, felt, found method. You can say, I totally understand how you feel, because our purpose is to relate to them. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I started. I did not think that I was going to have that much time to invest. But what I found was, I was scrolling through Facebook anyway, aimlessly, and I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I might as well make money on it, right? So you're relating to them, and then you're also kind of overcoming that objection, all right? And you can also, if that's not you, or you can't relate to what they've said, use somebody else's story. If you're brand new in this company, you may not know a lot of people's stories, but it's not going to take you long to know somebody else's story. So somebody may say, well, I have a really busy corporate job, and I just don't think I have time for this. Then you can say, girl, I understand, or you know what? I have a friend who was a lawyer, and she told me she felt the same way. And what she found was that she was able to build her own company, and she saw the value of this, so much so that she was able to retire her law practice within a year and a half, because she was making more with her Unique business than her law practice. So you're giving them that extra boost of confidence that they need to make that step, okay? And then you can also say something like, if they're in the 6 to 10 range, you can respond back to say, if they answered 6 on the scale of 1 to 10, or 7 or 8 or 9, you can write back and say, girl, I love that you're so committed. I'm excited about seeing the potential of what's going to happen when you join this Unique business. Now, that's another little point that I want to tell you, is that you assume in all of your wording and all of your verbiage, the way that you talk to them, you're going to assume that they are going to join. So you don't say if you join, blah, blah, blah. It's when you join. Okay, so I'm so committed to see, or I'm so excited to see your commitment to this. You are going to be so blessed in your unique business because you're this committed. All right. So even though they haven't joined, I'm saying that. So if they need more information after you have talked with them and they say, well, I really just need more information, say, perfect, I've got that for you. Let me give you my website link. You don't want to send them to somebody else's. You don't want to send them to like another leader. Don't send them anything. Send them to your website. Your website was created. The people who created that join link, they know exactly how much information people need. They know what to put on there that's visually pleasing to the eye. They know just the right thing to say in the right wording. They were hired. They're professionals at that. So send them to your website and your join link. Let's see. And then I always say something like, I can't wait to be on this Cancun trip with you, or I can't wait to celebrate your first sale, or I can't wait to celebrate when you're already white qualified. $125 and you're going to be qualified as a white status presenter. You're giving them that first goal, that first taste, and you're already infusing that little bit of excitement that they need so that they're seeing it. Now they're visually seeing it. You're planting that visual celebration for them already, even though they haven't joined yet. Okay, so let's talk about those people that go into the witness protection program or go MIA. They told you they were interested, but then they just dropped off the face of the earth, or you don't know what happened. So sometimes it can feel a little weird. Maybe they said, yeah, I'm going to join. I need to get paid on Friday or whatever. And then you feel like you haven't heard back from them. So what do you do? As it feels a little weird, what do I do how do I follow up with those people? Okay, follow up is the key to success. So this is what I say, because I don't want to feel like pushy or anything like that. And I know you don't either. So you want to make the response fun. And remember that you were already conversing with them, creating a relationship, hopefully, before you offered the opportunity. So it doesn't feel as weird. So when you follow back up, you can just say, hey, girl, I am just checking back in with you to see if you had any questions and tell you that I can't wait for us to go vacation together. Are you ready to get started? And if they don't say anything, or if they say, well, yeah, I'm excited, because I can't tell you how many people didn't join. I followed back up and say, hey girl, do you have any questions? Is there anything else I need to let you know before you get your dream life going? And they'll go, oh yeah, I'm ready to do it. But they probably wouldn't have done it had I not followed up. So that is so important. It is the key to success. If you feel a little less like, oh, I don't want to say that again, then here's another option. You can write back to them and say, hey, I know you haven't joined yet, but I was wanting to see do you mind if I keep you in the know about what's going on with the company? They're constantly giving us extra incentives, shout outs, bonuses, different things. And I would want to know if you would like to be kept in the know about it. And then they will give you yes or no. They'll give you their permission. If they say, yeah, sure, that sounds great, then at that point you have their permission to follow up again. So it doesn't feel so weird when you write them back, or you message them back, or call them back, or whatever. All right. That is very important. I think keeping their permission to keep that conversation open, and also using open-ended questions. Don't use yes and no questions. Use open-ended questions. So like, how does that sound? That's an open-ended question. They can't say yes or no. So a closed-ended question is something that you ask that you say yes or no to. So when you're writing it out, say it to yourself and ask yourself, would she have to say yes or no to that? Okay, erase that question and put something else. Let's see what else. So let's just recap. You need to develop your quick response. When they say, yeah, I'm interested, what is it that you do? Okay, work on that. Develop your quick response. Short, couple of sentences, that's it. And you can copy and paste it. Number 2, questions. My questions are, what would you like to know first? What would you like to know next? Is there any other question that you haven't had answered that I can answer for you? And are you ready to get started? People need to be asked to get started. Okay, that's my short questions. That's the way I do it. But then the other way that I shared with you is a way that Christina McKeon does it. And so, you know, that you can go back and review that. So the quick questions, the website, and then follow up. All right. Now, the last thing I want to leave you with is that you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. It doesn't matter. If they're wanting this opportunity, they're going to do it. So don't worry about what you said to them, because you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. That is so important to put up here. As long as you're trying, you're trying. If you say the wrong thing, you learned. You learned what not to do, okay? We're all learning. You only get better at this by doing it over and over and over and over and over. Think about the Olympics that are coming up. Those people have practiced the same thing over and over and over and over again until they became an expert at it. The only way that you can become an expert at sponsoring is to continue to do it over and over and over and over again until you master it. And you will master it, okay? I've learned this over several years. This is my 3rd direct sales company. So I brought some knowledge in with me when I started. And even though I didn't know much about social media, I knew about how to close a sale, you know. So the other thing I would say is, besides that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, is that assume that they're going to join. Like, why wouldn't they join? It's the best deal ever. It's the best kit ever. It's the best opportunity ever. I mean, why wouldn't somebody want to join? So speak in that language that, oh my gosh, when you join me and we do this, or when you join, I can't wait for you to see how excited your team members are going to be. Make it all about them. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about their business. It's about their dream life. It's about their goals, what they want. And when you make it about them, they're going to be interested in it. It's not about you. It's not about you building your team. It's not about a promotion that you're going to get or any of that stuff. It's not. When you learn to put it about them, that's when you will promote in this company. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. If anybody is watching that has a question, please, drop it below. It's very late, and I'm sorry I had to come on so late, but I had a prior engagement tonight, and I wanted to get this made earlier, but I just couldn't. So I feel like if you have any questions, please post them, and I promise to be checking back in and answer any of this. I hope this is helpful for you. And let me do this before I go away. I did say that I wanted to teach you how to tweak something, and please don't get offended if I use your message. I'm not going to say your name, but I'm just going to say maybe a little tweak that you could have used to make it go a little bit farther, and hopefully maybe change the outcome just a little bit. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. I got to get to the messages. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with this one. This person said, hey, so-and-so. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for your support. You've always been great about sharing my pics and videos. That's a perfect opener. I love that. Because you're thanking them. Then you say, and then the person said, I personally love all your posts and think you are so relatable. Have you ever considered doing what I do with Unique? So then the person responded back, the prospect, and said, thank you so much for your message. I appreciate it so, so much. I have thought about it before, but because I'm a stay-at-home mom and the income would help, but at the moment in this season of my life, I don't think I'm capable. My son is a full-time job himself. He's a teenager, essentially, and if we both survive the teenage years, it's going to be great. But thanks so much for asking. Okay, let's look at that message. There are some key things. Number one, she has thought about it. She told you she has thought about it. Number 2, she's a stay-at-home mom and would love the extra income. But then what she threw out, her objection, it's always her fear. It's just a fear, okay? So she said, I don't think I'm capable. So what she's telling you is, I don't really think that I know how to do this. So all you have to do at that point is help them overcome that. So she has a teenage son, right? You can use the feel, felt, found method and say, if you have a teenager, if you don't have a teenager, you can relate in some other way. Say, girl, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way that, I might not be able to squeeze a little extra time for this in my life. But what I found was, it's really not that hard. I wake up in the morning, make a quick 5-minute post. I go on my lunch break and make a quick 5-minute post. And then I check my message at night. My messages at night for about 10 minutes. And I found that it's been actually pretty easy. But the amazing thing is I've begun to get some extra income. And it's really not that hard. Now here's the next thing that I would say. This is my magic words, okay? And I got this from somewhere else. So this is what I say. If I show you how to do what I do, would you be willing to try? That's not pushy, right? That's not pushy. If I show you how to do what I do, would you be willing to try? Then they either were going to say yes or no, right? So if they say, well, yeah, I think I'd be willing to try. So you just changed that I've got this fear. What they were really telling you is I have this fear. It's really not that they have a teenage son. It's more about I've got this fear that I can't do this. Now you've changed that. So that's how I would respond to that. There's a lot of other options, but I feel like when you say, if I show you how to do what I do, would you be willing to try? All right, so here, let's go to another one. Okay. This one said, the presenter said, hey sister, I know you loved all my unique makeup when the hostess, I'm not going to say the name, had her party. Have you ever thought about selling it yourself? And the person said, I'm not sure I could. Laugh out loud, I can't sell anything. The presenter said, I understand how you feel. I am the worst salesperson too. So she did the feel, right? But I thought, why not try it? The kit value alone is worth 3 times the cost. And I found that just sharing my love for the products is how I've built my business. All right. Here's where I would tweak it. All of that was amazing. Here's where I would tweak, but here's what they said. And again, please don't be offended if I'm reading your message. I'm just really hopefully trying to help you. And thank you for sharing your messages. So the next part that the presenter wrote was, anyways, just think about it and know the door is always open. If you change your mind, I think you'd rock it. Okay, there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, and the person came back and said, I'll definitely think about it. You could either leave it like that and then follow back up with, would it be okay if I kept you in the know about any bonuses, changes, comp plan, or exciting things that happen with Unique? That would be a way to keep that door open, because the only thing that I see with the message that I just read to you was that it was closed. That conversation closed. So it was, anyways, just think about it. Know the door is open. If you change your mind, I think you totally rock it. And the person said, I'll definitely think about it. Okay, at that point, the door shut. So you don't ever want that door to shut. You want to keep that door open. Would it be okay if? Or the other thing you might could say is, this is how I built my business. If I showed you how to do what I do, would you be willing to try it? Okay? Because you're taking that fear away from them, because you just instill confidence that you're going to show them how to do this. So that's something that I feel like will help you. All right, let me see if I can find maybe one more, and then I'm going to get off. Oh... Let me see if I have any more. I'm not sure I have them. Oh, these are so small I can't read. Here's a great message that I'll just share with you. Hey, Susie. So I've been nervous to reach out to you. You are, and give a compliment, you know, any compliment. You are so sweet. Are your career, okay, by chance, are your career options open to something on the side? Maybe do a little side hustle. And then let them respond. Let's see. There's a few more have come in. Let me take a look. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. They said, I want you to know that you're gorgeous inside and out. Also, I don't know if you have ever considered turning your Facebook into a beauty company, but I believe you would absolutely rock it. The person came back and said, thank you, I really love makeup, but I wouldn't know how to see it, and I don't, or probably she meant sell it. I wouldn't know how to sell it, and I don't know who would buy it. So my response would be, girl, that's the easy part. Every single woman on this planet either wears makeup or uses skincare. Okay, so you just are instilling confidence. So you're going to give them a quick sentence of confidence. Okay, then you're going to say, if I showed you how to do what I do, would you be willing to try it? So just quick, easy, short questions. And where did I learn a lot of this stuff from? Big Al Schreiter. I love that man. I love his books. They're easy to read. So he has a lot of books. I'm going to get off. This is getting a little bit long, but look him up. Big Al. You can get his stuff, $5 on Kindle from Amazon. He's amazing. There's a book called Icebreakers. There's a book called Increasing Your Retail Sales. There's one called Sponsoring Magic, I believe. He's great. He is great. And you can read through those books so quick. And it's kind of more of a repetition of what I'm giving you. So I hope you can get more and more of these closed just by tweaking your words a little bit and gaining that confidence to know how to respond. Have a great evening. Keep up the great work. I am so pumped about what's going to happen for your businesses.